Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Noah Etten in the Relationship Advice subreddit. The post is titled, "My 31F wife of 11 years cheated on me 33M with my older brother. I overheard my wife talking about her cheating experience with my older brother while she was talking to her therapist. She shared in detail how they both passionately kissed and he groped and fondled her chest, ass, and pussy over the clothes while we were visiting my parents' house in the storeroom. I don't know if they slept together. From the conversation, I only heard that they both kissed. This happened last year when she was 4 months pregnant. I am in deep shock and I am shaking right now as I write this. I don't know what to do or what to say, or if I should confront her or him. My wife is a good mother to 3 beautiful young children, 6 years old, 2 years old, and 4 months old. She kept saying that she is trying to call him and get a hold of him, but he has ghosted her since. Now she wants to confront him for using her and then ghosting her. User Unlikely Ad said, contact your brother and ask him to tell his story, telling him your wife has confessed. Then tell your wife you keep feeling that she has cheated on you due to her behavior. Ask her outright if she has been faithful. If she admits it, then see if their stories align. If she doesn't, then ask her, what about the time with my brother? See her reaction. Get her story. I suggest you record both conversations on your phone. Then you can make your decision based on proper information. Divorce, separation, or reconciliation. Then tell your family you are no longer in contact with your brother and that you do not want to be in the same place as him, so they shouldn't ever invite both of you to family gatherings. If they ask why, then tell them that he has done something you cannot forgive. It's not for you to protect your brother's reputation. User T-Mink said, stay until the baby is born and then divorce her, but get the custody arrangements in place. I would get a DNA test too. Cheaters are liars. Yes, even to therapists. Before I got sober, I lied all the time to my therapist. First, I am sorry you are going through this. She is not a keeper, but the baby is if it is yours. I will say it is time to talk to an attorney so you can lay groundwork. Would I stay? No, the betrayal is too big. It is your brother and your wife. So I would find a way to get out from under this and use an app to parent. This is horrible. Get a DNA test. Go no contact with your brother. I would even distance yourself from your family, or tell them. User Spicy Burrito said, get a DNA test on those kids. It probably wasn't the first time, and who knows how long they've been fooling around behind your back. She probably wants to confront him because she was likely going to leave you for him, and he got what he wanted and had no use for her. 2 days later, OP provided an update. We spoke today because she can see how extremely uncomfortable and sad I look. She asked me if I heard anything while she was talking to her therapist. I said no, I didn't hear anything. I told her, why are you so worried about me hearing your conversation? Then she said something along the lines of, there are things in the past and I want to get over them. Our discussion continued as she pressed me to talk. She said that she doesn't like to see me sad or upset. I told her that she is a liar. She says one thing and does the opposite. Long story short, I told her, you tell me you are hiding things. Be honest and stop lying to me. She said, I have made mistakes and have hurt myself in the past. I regret all the mistakes I made. I told her, you didn't just hurt yourself, you hurt me. And then she added, our kids too. I said, of course. I told her, I cannot go on in life with you living a lie. You hurt me and gave me a hard time just enough so that I can divorce you. Just say that you don't want this life and we can go our separate ways. She said, no, this is the life I want, but I didn't know. I was lost. I am still lost, but not as lost as before. I have a clearer picture now. She tried to hug me and kiss me, but I wasn't interested. I haven't told her that I know about her actions, but if she knows that I know, then we are definitely done. User Square Spare said, I believe you are dragging this out longer than necessary. You need to confront your wife about what you heard and get the full story. I suggest a DNA test for the kids and that you let her know you intend to divorce her. I would let your parents know what happened with your brother, as he is a key contributor to the end of your marriage. I would also confront your brother. Just see him and follow your gut. User Cam Jam said, you're 33 years old. You need to use your words and communicate with your wife. User Reasonable Major said, stop playing games, just tell her you heard everything and be done with it. User Lucky Charms said, man up. She cheated on you with your brother, strike one. Big strike one. She told her therapist she has been trying to contact him and feels like he's ghosted her, meaning she's interested in him. Why is she so sad and frustrated that he's not giving her attention? Huge strike 2. If your brother had continued to be with her, she'd have either left you or continued the affair behind your back. She wants him, it was him who cut it off. She wasn't planning on ever telling you. She would keep you in the dark and just keep pining over your brother who is ignoring her and doesn't want her back. When confronted, she only told you because she realized you'd heard. When she finally barely admitted to wrongdoing, she said she hurt herself. She didn't care that she hurt you or her kids. She was only sad when you said you'd leave her. I doubt she works, given she's always on some form of pregnancy and maternity, so it's likely you pay the mortgage, bills, food, extracurriculars, etc. So she needs you around to keep her finance. Honestly, you're playing yourself and she's making you look like a fool. Speak to your brother. Obviously, he's in the wrong too, but unlike her, he cut off communication after it happened. He was either scared of getting caught or realized your wife ain't shit and went no contact. Either way, get answers from your brother because your wife is still trying to be with him and contact him, and she is refusing to be honest. My guess is you'll stay with her, which you shouldn't, but that's on you. If you look back in 10 years' time and realize you wasted your youth on a cheater who wants your brother, then that'll be your cross to bear. The next day, OP gave us his final update. I confronted her. I don't know how to put this in words, but she said that it stopped and she was healing, and my brother used her and lured her into this. She admitted that she is stupid and thought this was what she wanted. She said she has daddy issues. She begged me to understand that she is not like that anymore and that she has repented. She said that she never slept with anyone and they never met in private alone. I asked her if he made a move on her. She said yes, but she pushed away. I told her that I am going to ruin my brother's life. She said no, please, and cried and begged because it will expose her as well. I told her, why do you want to go confront him? Because he didn't give you what you wanted? She said no because she wants to end it. I told her, are you dumb? Do you think visiting him in person to confront him will end it? It will only end in him your brains out. I scolded her and told her how pathetic and extremely dumb she is. I told her, why didn't you approach me and tell me this was happening from the beginning? She appears to be remorseful and regrets what she did. She doesn't want this anymore. It's a bad idea to confront my brother. He is a big manipulator. I know that from experience. He is dangerous and likes to prey on weak girls with daddy issues. I know that because he told me. He is proud of all the girls he used and dumped. He got banned and permanently thrown out of his high school because he lured girls. Parents came and made official complaints. That's how bad he was as a teenager. Imagine now. He now uses his wife as a pimp to get other girls. My wife fell for him, thinking he was a good person because he is really good at faking and playing a good person. I can assure you my brother is at fault 100%. As for the wife, she is stupid as they can get. She thought he was her savior. She can't think beyond her nose. She got played big time. Still not an excuse. I am not justifying what she did, I am just stating facts. User MacZaddy said, first of all, she didn't repent. If she had repented, she would have come to you and told you, but she didn't. She's being selfish because she doesn't want to face the consequences if you confront your brother. ETA, daddy issues don't excuse her actions. User Just Feist said, are you serious? Your wife f***ed your brother and you are justifying it. I'm literally at a loss for words. You deserve everything coming to you. User Forward Most said, your brother is not 100% at fault. Did your wife forget that she was married to you while she was kissing him? If she was truly repentant, she would have told you instead of trying to confront him on her own. I'd still recommend getting paternity tests on your kids just to confirm you're the father. A deleted user said, she got played by him, maybe. Are you getting played by her? 100%. She's not dumb. You downplaying her role is dumb. You're wrapped up in emotion and betrayal, so it makes sense that you're not thinking logically right now. Take some time to process. This next post was made in the AITAH subreddit by a user named FazJLu. The post is titled AITAH for not buying my fiance's brother an expensive wedding gift and giving second thoughts about our relationship. I, 32M, have a successful business in New York and I'm engaged to my fiance who is 26. We've been together for a few years and we're planning to get married in June 2025. I'm doing pretty well financially and I recently bought a house where she'll move in after the wedding. I'm really close with my younger brother, 30, and we've been best friends for as long as I can remember. He got married in April and as a wedding gift I surprised him with a Rolex he'd been eyeing for a while. He didn't expect it and was over the moon about it, which made me feel great great because I love him to death. Now, here's where things get sticky. My fiance's older brother got married 2 weeks ago, and leading up to his wedding, she kept making comments about how much her brother loves Rolexes. She'd mention it here and there, but I didn't really pay much attention. For her brother's wedding, I decided to gift him a $2,000 prepaid credit card as a honeymoon gift. I thought it was a generous gesture, and he seemed grateful. But after the wedding, my fiancé started acting strange. Today, she finally told me she was disappointed in me. Apparently, she'd convinced herself that I was going to get her brother a Rolex, just like I did for mine. She even hinted to her brother and some of her friends that I was going to buy him a fancy gift, like a Rolex. Now she's saying that I was cheap because I only gave her brother a $2,000 gift, and how it doesn't compare to the $20K I spent on my brother's watch. I'm honestly shocked and upset. Why would she think I'd spend that kind of money on her brother just because I did it for mine? I love her brother, but there's no comparison between him and my own brother, who's my best friend. I feel like she's completely overlooking the fact that I gave her brother a gift that most people would consider very generous. Now I'm starting to have serious second thoughts about this relationship. I never imagined she'd put this kind of pressure on me or act like I owe her family the same kind of money I spend on my own. I'm thinking of confronting her, but I'm wondering if I'm missing something here. UserBeat3637 said NTA. If that is the kind of expectation she has of you, you'd better reevaluate your relationship with her. User Teresaje said she's a gold digger. If your fiancé wanted her brother to have a Rolex, she should have bought it for him. If this relationship continues, you need a prenup. Preferably one that protects your premarital assets, future income, and retirement accounts and limits any post-divorce support. Her reaction when you tell your fiancé that you want a prenup and to have separate finances will tell you everything you need to know. User-Friendly University said, here's what your fiancé is really telling you. When you're married, you're going to be expected to use your wealth at her discretion, specifically with regard to her family. If you're not okay with that, you need to have that conversation now. NTA. User Looming Disaster said NTA and I'd rethink the relationship. Just because you gave an expensive gift to your own brother does not mean you should give a gift of equal value to her brother, nor would there be any reason for her to expect you do that. A $2,000 gift card is incredibly generous. Time to have a conversation with your fiancé about finances and what she expects, and a chat with your lawyer about the prenup agreement. If she's expecting you to give a $20K Rolex to her sibling before you're even married to her, what is she going to be expecting after you get married? About 4 days later, OP gave us an update. It's been a few days since my original post, and I've gone through many of your comments. Before I dive into the update, I want to address some common questions. First, a lot of you criticized me for giving my brother a Rolex as a wedding gift, saying a wedding gift should be for the couple. To clarify, I did give my Sil a separate gift, a gold jewelry set from her favorite brand. Second, many of you said some harsh things about my fiancé, questioning whether she even has a job. She's currently completing her PhD, with offers from both Meta and Google. I have no doubt she'll be earning a great salary once she finishes. As for our age difference, she's 26 and I just turned 32, so it's only a 5-year gap. It's disappointing that some of you assumed she was with me just for money. Also, for those who asked, she gave my brother a gift worth around $1,000. Now, for the actual update. I asked her to meet me for dinner, and after we went to a nice restaurant, we headed back to my place. I brought up the tension that's been building in our relationship over the last few weeks, and she immediately blamed me, claiming I embarrassed and insulted her brother with the gift I gave him. At that point, I nearly lost it. I reminded her of everything I've done for her over the years, including letting her live rent-free in my old apartment, which I could easily rent out for over $3K per month. I was too drained to argue any further, so I brought up the topic of a prenup. I told her it was in both of our best interests to sign one before getting married. Her reaction was intense. She went wide-eyed, started yelling, and accused me of believing she was only with me for my money. She was furious that I would even consider divorce. After arguing for over an hour, I finally said I needed more time to think about our relationship. She asked if I was breaking up with her, and I said yes. She went quiet for a few minutes before asking what I wanted her to do with the engagement ring. I told her she could keep it. Then she asked about the apartment. I told her she could stay until the end of October, but after that, she'd need to find a new place. She seemed shocked by my answer, though I am not sure what she was expecting. In short, we've ended our relationship. She tried calling me yesterday, but I was in a meeting and didn't pick up. She later texted asking if we could meet on Saturday, and while I agreed, I've already made up my mind. I'm not going back to her. Her dad reached out, and while we've always gotten along, he was understanding and wished me the best. On the other hand, my mom isn't happy with me, mostly because she got close to her and I didn't share the real reason behind the breakup. It sucks, especially after all the time and energy I invested in the relationship, but honestly, I'm glad it happened now rather than a few years down the line. Going forward, I'm not rushing into another serious relationship unless I find the right person. Time to enjoy being single. User Jenga Gully said, I think you made the right decision. She is going to be earning a great salary soon, so why wouldn't she want a prenup? A prenup is two-sided, so she could ask for whatever she wanted too. So yes, good decision. User Careless Ability said, I'm not sure what kind of income bracket she lives in to think a $2,000 wedding gift is somehow insulting or embarrassing. I grew up in a tax bracket where $200 was on the very generous side, but if she's going to react like that, you're better off. User Status Pattern said, honestly, just be honest with your mom about the reason behind the breakup. You don't want her saying something different to your mom. Your mom also needs to know the type of person your girlfriend is so she can make an informed decision on whether to stay in contact with her or not. You don't want them planning ways to get you back together, or your mom comparing all new future potential partners and not being as accepting due to still wanting the ex. User Soggy Milk said, I'm confused. You made a point to say that you were disappointed that we assumed she was with you for money, but the additional information you provided about her reaction to having a prenup, still insisting that she was embarrassed that you didn't spend $20,000 on her brother, and her apparent lack of gratitude for your generosity over your time together makes it sound like money is very important to her. Was she expecting you to continue paying all the bills and expenses after marriage? Her money is hers, while your income would be shared marital assets. You deserve someone who appreciates you and believes that you're more valuable than your money. You did the right thing. 1 week later, OP gave us his most recent update. There are 2 posts that lead up to this one, so I suggest you read those first for context. A lot of you asked me for another update, and honestly, I never thought I'd be giving one, but here we are. Before we get to the update, I wanted to answer some of the questions I saw in the comments. Many of you were curious about my and my ex-fiance's backgrounds. I'm of Pakistani descent and she's half Swiss and half German. Some of you even questioned if she lied to me about doing a PhD. I can assure you that she is actually pursuing a PhD and should be finishing in a couple of semesters. Also, when we first started dating, she didn't know much about my financial situation, so I don't think she started dating me because of my money. Of course, it probably influenced things once she found out, but I don't think it was her initial motivation. Now, for the update. Like I mentioned in my previous post, she wanted to meet in person and I agreed. However, I later changed my mind and suggested that we talk over the phone instead. We ended up having a detailed conversation the other day. No, she didn't say she was pregnant. Instead, she informed me that she would be moving out of my apartment by October 15th. She also offered to return the engagement ring, but I told her to keep it. During our conversation, she mentioned that she misses me and regrets how she handled things. She admitted that she would have approached the situation with a different, more mature attitude if I had brought up the prenup now. In short, she was very apologetic. I told her that whatever happened for the best and I wished her well. She wished me the best too, and we said our goodbyes. Overall, it was a mature conversation, and I feel like she understands that she was in the wrong. She asked if we could stay friends, and I said sure, but honestly, I don't think we'll have much contact moving forward, especially after she moves out. Many of you also suggested that I tell my mom the real reason for ending the engagement. My mom has been out of the country, so I haven't had much chance to talk to her, but today I finally had an opportunity to explain everything in detail. My mom was shocked, to say the least. She told me that my ex has been in contact with her almost every day since the breakup, saying how she was looking forward to becoming her daughter-in-law, how she had already started planning the wedding, and how much she was going to miss her. My fiancé was always close to my mom and often told me how much she loved her, so I'm not sure of the real motivation behind these calls, whether it's genuine or if there's a hidden agenda. Regardless, my mom now understands why I made the decision I did and she fully supports me. So that's the final update. Overall, I'm confident I made the right decision. User It's All Mine Now said, for someone who protests so loudly, both you and her, about her not being in it for the wealth, she got pretty hooked up about you spewing cash like a broken vending machine. Glad she came to her senses and realized what she looked like. But no matter how sincere her feelings for you, she really got it into her head that she was entitled to expect you to throw money in whatever direction she decided. Glad you came to an amicable ending and can part with no resentment on either side. User Lore Laid Ordy said, the suggestion to remain friends can be complicated. It's natural for both of you to want to maintain a connection, but it's also important to recognize that time and space may be necessary to heal. If you feel that friendship could complicate your emotions, it's entirely valid to take distance and focus on your well-being. User Bake a Cake said, my ex-fiancé tried this with my grandma. After we broke up, he would go visit her all the time. He would tell her how much he missed me and tried to get her sympathy. I called him and said that I had no problem with him visiting her, but he can't talk about me. I said it was wrong of him as I am her granddaughter and we have a close relationship. Surprise, surprise, he never visited her again.